Good evening and a very warm welcome. Let's take a look at the top story that we are tracking for you this hour. India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval will be in Dushanbe next week to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's in-person meet. The meeting, which will take place on the 23rd and 24th of June, will see participation of NSAs from all member nations, including Pakistan. It is, however, uncertain if Doval and his Pakistani counterpart, Moeed Yusuf, will hold any bilateral discussions on the sidelines of the meet. Tajikistan is the chair of the grouping. It took the chairmanship of the SCO in a meeting held in November of 2020. The group has 8 member states: Russia, China, India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Now, the last time that India and Pakistan participated in the SCO meet was in September of 2020, where India's NSA, Ajit Doval, stormed out of the meeting because Pakistan showed a fictitious map violating the agenda of the meeting. Now, India and Pakistan joined the group as full-fledged members in 2017. This meet comes at a time when India and Pakistan have both been cautiously handling their ties. Now, earlier in February this year, the Indian-Pakistan Army agreed to observe the 2003 ceasefire pact at the line of control in Kashmir, and since then, the border has witnessed a relative calm. This is not the first time this year that officials from both India and Pakistan will be in the same room. In March, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and his counterpart Shah Mahmood Qureshi attended the Heart of Asia meet in Dushanbe, and no direct meeting took place. Now, the same pattern followed when both foreign ministers were in the UAE at the same time for their respective bilateral visits. Another key highlight of the meeting will be the possible discussions with Afghanistan. Afghanistan is an observer nation at the SCO, and it is expected that Indian NSA Ajit Doval and his Afghani counterpart Hamdullah Mohib can hold a bilateral meeting. Now, the timing is crucial for Afghanistan as the United States announced the withdrawal of its troops from the Afghan soil, and the terrorist group, the Taliban, has increased violence. Now, for more on this, our principal diplomatic correspondent, Sudan Sybil, gets us the latest.
The National Security Advisors of the SCO grouping, or the Shanghai Cooperation Organization grouping, will be meeting next week. The meeting will be taking place in Dushanbe, and this is part of the annual calendar of the SCO grouping. But what stands out is that this is an in-person meeting that is going to take place, and NSAs of India, Pakistan, Russia, China, and the 4 Central Asian countries will be present there. This will be naturally an occasion for several bilaterals to happen. But when it comes to India, Pakistan, this is something there is no confirmation whether there will be a bilateral or a pull aside. But going by the past precedents, it is unlikely to happen, given the fact that the Indian External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, and the Pakistani Foreign Minister, S.M. Qureshi, were present in UAE and Dushanbe earlier this year for bilateral visit and for the Heart of Asia meeting, but no meeting happened. So it is unlikely that there will be a meeting that is expected to happen, but there can be other meetings as well. Also remember, the Afghan NSA will be in the city. Of course, there can be a meeting between NSA Doval and the Afghan NSA. This coming in the backdrop of the Americans leaving Afghanistan, and this is something of a major security challenge for the region, which is likely to be discussed during the SCO NSA meeting, and also the issue of counter-terrorism that has been dominating the agenda at various multilateral organizations. With video journalist Neeraj Patel, Sudan Sybil for WION in New Delhi.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.